Harper, Sister Martha and I were just talking about your sermon last Sunday. It's pretty wonderful how in 2 short years you've taken the spirit of Brooklyn.
That's very gratifying, Miss Brewster.
You see, living next to the church almost all our lives, we see many ministers come and go. The spirit of Brooklyn is friendliness, and your sermons, Dr. Harper, aren't so much sermons, but more like friendly talks.
Well, personally, I've always enjoyed my talks with Cardinal Gibbons, or haven't read him yet.
No, dear. Will you have another biscuit?
No, thank you, Aunt Abby.
Dr. Harper?
No, thank you, Miss Abby. I'm afraid I have no appetite for dinner now. I would eat way too many of your biscuits just to taste that lovely jam.
But you haven't had the chance to taste the quince. We always put apple in it to take out the tartness.
No, thank you.
We'll send you over a jar.
No. You keep it here so I can be sure I've got it with your biscuits.
Well, I do hope they don't make us use imitation flour again with all this war trouble. This may not be very charitable of me, but I've come to the conclusion that Mr. Hitler isn't a Christian.
Only if you're on another planet.
Here, sir.
Yes, Teddy.
Point your gun the other way.
Teddy!
Gun?
To the west. There's your danger. There's your enemy, Japan.
Well, yes, of course.
Teddy!
No, Aunt Abby. Not much talk about Europe and more about the canal.
Let's not talk about war. Will you have another cup of tea, dear?
No, thank you, Aunt Abby.
Dr. Harper?
No, thank you, Miss Abby. I'm afraid that I have to say that war and violence is far removed from these surroundings.
Yes, well, it is quite peaceful here, isn't it?
Yes, peaceful. The virtues of another day. They're all here in this house. The gentle virtues that went out with the candlelight, and good manners, and low taxes.
It is the oldest house here in Brooklyn, just as Grandfather Brewster had built and furnished it. Well, all except for the electricity, but it was Mortimer who persuaded us to put it in.
I can understand. Your nephew Mortimer only seems to live by electric light.
Well, I understand it's a lane he takes to him with the theater again. Teddy, your brother Mortimer will be here in a little while.
Oh, delighted.
Well,
It's a new experience. I have to say, for my daughter, the week's waited until 3 o'clock in the morning just for my daughter to be brought home.
well, I certainly hope you don't disapprove, Mortimer.
Well,
Since it was here where Lane met him, we would feel so guilty, Sister Martha and I.
of course, Miss Abby. And so I'll say immediately that I believe Mortimer to be quite the worthy gentleman. But I must also admit that I've watched the growing intimacy between him and my daughter with some trepidation. For what reason, Miss Abby?
His stomach,
Stomach.
his dyslexia. He's bothered with it so, poor boy.
No, Miss Abby. I'll be frank with you. I'm speaking of your nephew's unfortunate connection with the theater.
Oh no! Mortimer writes for the New York newspaper.
I know, Miss Abby. I know. But a dramatic critic is always exposed to theater. But I don't doubt that some do grow an interest in it.
Well, you need not to worry about Mortimer. Why, he hates the theater.
Really?
Yes, he writes awful things about it. He was really happy writing about real estate, something he really knew about. But then they just stuck him with this terrible night position.
My.
Yes, but somebody has to do those things. I think if we give it a year or two before. Well, who could that be? No, really, dear. I'll go. Good afternoon, Mr. Bromley.
Good afternoon, Miss Brewster.
How do you do, Miss Klein? Very well, Miss Brewster.
What news have you brought me?
Colonel, we have nothing to report.
Splendid. Thank you, gentlemen. At ease.
Well, have you met Dr. Harper? Sure. Hello, Dr. Harper.
We come for the toys for the Christmas fund.
Oh, yes.
That's splendid work you men do, fixing up discarded toys to make a poor child's Christmas happier.
It gives us nothing to do when we're sitting around the station. You get tired of playing cards, and then you're cleaning your gun. And the next thing you know, you shot yourself in the foot. Well, Teddy dear, why don't you run along upstairs and get that box from Aunt Martha's room? How's Miss Broken today? Miss Broken's been quite ill, Dr. Harper.
Pneumonia.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Sure!
Oh, she's better now. A little weak still.
I'll go get you some beef broth to take to her.
Don't bother, Miss Abby. You have done so much for her already.
No bother. Sister Martha and I made it this morning. She's taking some to Mr. Podensky right now. Well,
when I received my call to Brooklyn to move next door. My wife wasn't well, and for months before, well, if I know what pure kindness and generosity are, it's because I know the Brewster sisters.
Colonel, you promised not to do that.
But I have to call a cabinet meeting to get a release of those supplies.
He needs to do that middle of the night. The neighbors are still though. They're a little afraid of him anyways.
Oh, he's quite harmless.
Suppose he does think he's Teddy Roosevelt. There's a lot worse people you could think he was.
Damn shame. A nice man like this hatching a cuckoo.
Well, his father, the old girl's brother, was some sort of a genius, wasn't he? And their father, Teddy's grandfather. Seems to me he was a little crazy too.
Yeah, he was crazy like a fox. He made $1 million.
Really? Here in Brooklyn?
Yeah, Pat mentioned. He was a practice of some sort. Old Sergeant Edwin Remington. He's a counselor. I sort of a clinic, tried him out on people.
Yeah, I heard he used to make mistakes occasionally too.
The department never bothered them because they're pretty useful on their autopsies, especially poison cases.
Well, whatever he did, he left his daughters fixed for life. Thank God for that.
Not that they ever spend any of it on themselves.
Yes, I'm well acquainted with their charities.
You don't know a tenth of it. When I was in the missing persons bureau case, I was trying to trace an old man that we never did find. Did you know that there's this rental vacancy that's got his house on his list for furnished rooms? They don't rent rooms, but you could bet that anyone who comes here looking for a room goes away with a good meal and a few dollars in their cake.
It's just your way of digging up people to do some good too.
Wow, now, isn't this nice?
Good afternoon, Miss Brewster.
How do you do, Dr. Harper, Miss Klein, Mr. Brophy? Hello, Miss Brewster. We're here to get the Christmas toys. Ah, yes, Teddy, Larry, and Amy. They're all packed. They were out.
The colonel's up to about them. It seems the cabinet has to okay it.
Yes, of course. Is Miss Brophy better?
She's doing fine. Your sister's getting some soup for me to take care of.
We made it this morning. I just took them to a poor man who broke ever so many bones. Oh, Martha, you're back. How's Mr. Beninsky? Well, dear, I'm afraid it's pretty serious. The doctor was there and he's going to amputate in the morning. Can we be present? No. I asked him if he said it's to go to the hospital.
You couldn't be of any service, and you must spare yourself something.
Well, here's the broth to take to this broken. Be sure it's good and hot.
Yes, ma'am.
This is fine. It'll make a lot of kids happy. And that O'Malley boy is nuts about soldiers.
That's General Miles. I've retired him. What's this? The Oregon.
Teddy dear, put it back.
But the Oregon lives to Australia.
Now, Teddy.
No, I've given my word to fighting Bob Evans.
But Teddy, what's the difference when kid gets it? Bobby Evans, is he going? We'll run along, ma'am. Thank you very much. Not at all. Goodbye.
I must be running off now.
Before you go, Dr. Harper.
Charge the blockhouse!
The blockhouse.
The stairs are always set on hill.
Have you ever tried to persuade him that he wasn't Teddy Roosevelt?
Oh, no. No, he's happy being Teddy Roosevelt. Once, we tried to convince him, remember Martha? To try to be George Washington. We thought it would be a nice change for him. But then he stayed under his bed for days and just wouldn't be anybody. We'd rather him be Teddy Roosevelt than nobody.
Well, if he's happy, and what's more important, you're happy, you'll see that besides these.
What are they? Dr. Harper has made arrangements for Teddy to go to Happydale Sanitarium after we pass on. But why does Teddy have to sign these now?
It's better to have it all settled. If the law should take you suddenly, and we couldn't persuade Teddy to make him stop, that would need an unpleasant legal procedure. Mr. Witherspoon understands there to be filed till the time comes to use.
Mr. Witherspoon, who's he?
The superintendent of Happydale.
Yes. Dr. Harper has arranged for him to come meet Teddy tomorrow or the next day.
I must be running along now. Marlene will be here looking for me.
Well, you give her love to me. And please don't think so harshly about Mortimer. Just because he's a dramatic critic, somebody has to do those things. Did you just have tea? Isn't it rather late? Yes, and dinner's going to be late too. So you.
I'm right downstairs.
Martha, I didn't have much time with Dr. Harper coming, so, well, just look into it, you'll see. Oh, it's Elaine.
Good afternoon, Miss Abby. Good afternoon, Miss Martha. His father?
He just this minute left, dear. Didn't you meet him?
Oh no, I came to a show to the cemetery. Mortimer hasn't come yet?
No, dear.
He told me to meet him here. Do you mind if I wait?
No, not at all. Come, sit down. He's done this too often. We must speak to him.
Done what?
He's got to know better. When a gentleman takes on a young lady, he must ask for her at her house.
Oh no. There's something discouraging about a man calling a god of personage that discourages any man who doesn't avoid it.
He's done this way too many times. We're going to speak to him.
Oh no, please don't. After young men whose idea of nightlife is taking a prayer meeting, it's almost wonderful to go to the theater every night of my life.
It's comforting for us too because if Mortimer has to see some of the things he has to see. At least he's seen next to Minister's daughter. Oh, Elaine, what must you think of us not having tea cleared by this time? Don't start with empty invitation until Mortimer comes. Okay, that's pork now.
Well, Father must have been worried not to see me at home.
It's a change of his dear.
If he comes back, tell him I'll be right back. Oh, hello, Mort.
Hello, Elaine. Hello, Aunt Martha. Were you going somewhere?
Oh no, I was just going to tell Father.
Abby, Mortimer's here.
I didn't know that was still being done. You could have broken. Oh, hello, Aunt Abby.
Mortimer, how do you do?
I'm alright. You look well. You haven't changed much since yesterday.
My God, it was yesterday. We've seen a great deal of you lately. Well, why did you come? Sit down. Sit down. Abby, haven't we something to do in the kitchen? Huh? You know the tea thing. Ah, yes, the tea thing, Bo. Just make yourself at home. Just make yourself at home.
Well, can I take a hint?
No, it was pretty obvious, I should say. A lack of inventiveness.
Of course, that's what you'd say.
Where do you want to go for dinner?
I don't know, I'm not very hungry.
Well, I just had breakfast. Suppose we could wait till after the show?
Well, won't it make it pretty late?
No, the little stinker we're seeing tonight, from what I've heard, we should be at Blake's by around 10 o'clock.
You ought to be afraid of these days.
And he's a place better than me.
I've never seen you walk out of musical.
The musical's an opening tonight.
Is it?
Oh, darling, you have to learn the rules. With the musical, there's always 4 postponements and around 3 title changes. They like in New Haven, but it needs a lot of work.
Oh, I thought it was a musical.
Darling, you have such a light mind.
Not a bit. Musicals have so little humanizing effect on you. After a play, we join the proletariat in a taxi and listen to a review on the drama. But after a musical, you take me home in a taxi and make me classes.
Now, that's a very inaccurate piece of reporting,
I
darling.
will say that after the Bergman play, you told me I had authentic beauty. And that's a hell of a thing to say to a girl. It wasn't after our first play, you told me I had nice legs, and I have too.
For a minister's eye, you know a lot about life. Where'd you learn it?
The Barlow.
I'll have to explain it to you sometime, darling. The close connection between eroticism and religion.
Religion criticizing Barlow. Which reminds me, I think I'd better tell Father not to wait up for me tonight.
I've never been able to rationalize it.
What?
My falling in love with a girl who lives in Brooklyn.
Falling in love? You're not stupid to articulate, are you?
The only way I could regain my self-respect is by keeping you in Brooklyn.
Did you say keep?
No, I've come to the conclusion that you're in it only for lovely holidays.
Well, I can work with it for quite a few years.
I can't wait that long. Where could we be married in a hurry? Say tonight?
I think Father will insist on officiating.
Oh God, I bet even your father can make the marriage service sound pedestrian.
Are you by any chance writing a review of it?
Forgive me, darling. It's not the patience, is it? I may give that play tonight a good notice.
Don't pretend to love me that much.
You should have told your father not to wait up for you tonight.
I think I'd better tell him to wait up for me tonight.
that case, I'll telephone Winchell to publish the banners.
Nevertheless,
Alright, but no later than next month.
I'll tell Father most set the day.
No, we have to see what's in rehearsal. We're playing with this next in October.
Hello, Martha.
Hello, Mr. President. How are you doing?
Fully, thank you. What news have you brought me?
It's just in, Mr. President. The country is squarely behind you.
I know. Isn't it wonderful? Well, goodbye. Goodbye.
Where are you off to, Teddy?
Hannah.
Oh yes, Panama's a seller. He takes walks down there for the canal.
You're very kind to him. He's very fond of you.
Well, Teddy was always my favorite brother.
Hey, are there more of them?
Yes, there's another brother, Jonathan.
Jonathan. Parents never speak of him.
We don't talk about it much. He left Brooklyn at a very early age by request, and let's just say he was the type of boy to cut worms in the tube of his teeth.
Whatever became of him?
I don't know. He wanted to become a surgeon like grandfather, but he didn't go to medical school first, and his practice got him in trouble.
Aren't you two gonna be late for the theater?
Oh no, we're skipping dinner tonight.
Well, I'll leave you two alone again then.
Oh, don't bother, dear. Father likes to pray over me a little before I go out with you.
The prayer isn't too long. I'll have time to leave you beside the still waters.
Mortimer, it's the first time I've ever heard you quote the Bible. Would you and it would be a good influence on you?
By the way, I'm gonna marry her.
Oh! Martha, Martha, get in here. I have the most wonderful news for you. Elaine and Mortimer are going to be married. Married? Oh, Mortimer! Big home will happen just like this.
Elaine will be the happiest girl in the world.
Happy? Are you kidding me? Just look at her leaping over those gravestones. Say, what's that?
What's what, dear?
You see that statue over there? That's Horndinida Carnia.
Oh, no, dear, that would be so ascending to heaven.
No, on Miss Stout's left ear, that bird, that red-crested swallow. I've only seen one of them in my life. No, they're always very fond of them.
I don't see how you could be thinking of a bird with Elaine and the engagement and everything.
Well, it's a vanishing species. Like I said, they're always very fond of them. Oh, by the way, I left a large envelope containing one of my chapters in my book on throw. Have you seen it?
Well, if you leave it here, it must be here somewhere, dear. Well, Mortimer, what's going to happen? What are your plans? There must be something you can tell us about Elaine.
Elaine? Oh, yes, Elaine, that was brilliant.
What was, dear?
My chapter on Thoreau.
Well, when you get back, we have to have a little celebration. Martha, is there still some of that Lady Baltimore cake? Oh, yes. And I'll open a bottle of wine.
And to think it happened in this room.
You know, dear, I hope that this cake could be something you could enjoy. Maybe it'll even be something romantic. Well, what's it called?
Murder Will Out.
Oh, dear.
Yes, the first thing you'll see when the curtain goes up is a dead body. And Abby,
Yes, dear?
remember those plans we had for Teddy to go to that planetarium, Happydale?
Yes, Dr. Harper stopped by to give the papers. Here they are.
He's got to sign them right away.
Yes, Dr. Harper thinks so too, so that way there won't be any legal difficulties.
No. Isn't he down in the cellar? Go get him up here.
Oh, no. You know Teddy doesn't come up when he's down in Panama.
Really? He's got to go to Happydale tonight.
Oh, there's no such hurry as that.
Right away. I tell you, right away.
Oh, no, that's not till after we're gone.
All right, darlings, listen. I'm frightfully sorry, but I have some shocking news for you. Now we have to try and keep our heads together. You know, we sort of humored Teddy because we thought he was harmless.
Why, he is harmless.
He was harmless. That's why he has to go to Happydale. That's why he has to be confined.
Mortimer, why are you saying such things?
We got no sometime. Might as well be now. Teddy's killed a man.
Nonsense, dear.
There's a body in the window seat.
Yes, we know.
You know?
Yes, but it has nothing to do with Teddy. Now, just forget about it.
Forget?
Well, we never dreamed you'd pee.
Well, who is he?
Mr. Hoskins. I know Hoskins. It's all I really know about him. Oh, he's a Methodist.
That's all you know about him? Well, what happened? How'd he get in there?
He died.
More the men just don't go in the window seats and die.
No, he died first.
Well, how?
Oh, Warmer, don't be so inquisitive. We drank some wine with poison in it.
How'd the poison get in the wine?
Wow, we put it in wine because it's less noticeable when it's in tea. It has a distinct odor.
You put it in the wine?
Yes, and I told Mr. Hoskins in the window seat because Dr. Harper was coming.
So you knew what you'd done. You didn't want Dr. Harper to see the body.
Certainly not at tea. It would have been pleasant. Now, just forget the whole thing. I do think your Aunt Abby and I have the right to own our little secrets. And don't you tell Lily. Oh, Abby, when I went to go visit Miss Schultz, she asked me if we could take Junior to the movies again. Oh, well, we'll have to do that tomorrow or the next day. Yes. But this time, we go where we want to go. I'm not going to let the little Schultz boy drag me into another one of those scary pictures.
Hello, city desk? Al? You know what this is? That's right. Say, Al, when I left my office today, I told you where I was going, remember? What did I say? Well, it would take me about half an hour to get to Brooklyn. What time you got? That's right, I must be here. And Abby and Martha.
Yes, dear?
What am I gonna do? What are we gonna do?
What are we going to do about what, dear?
There's a body in the window seat.
Yes, Mr. Hoskins.
Well, good heavens, I can't turn you over to the police, but what am I gonna do?
Well, for one thing, dear, stop being so excited.
Well, it's not like I'm just gonna forget about it. Can I make you realize that something has to be done?
Yes, Teddy's down there right now, digging the lock.
You're gonna bury him in the cellar?
Yes, that's what we did with the others.
No, you can't!
Yes, that's a gentleman.
Now, when you say others, do you mean more than one others?
Yes, this is 11, right, Abby? No, dear, this makes 12. I think you're wrong. This is only 11. No, because I remember when Mr. Hoskins came in, I thought to myself, it's going to make just an even dozen. Well, I think we'll count the first one. Well, I was counting the first one.
Hello? Oh, Al, Mike's gonna hear your voice.
But yes, they're all down the...
No, Al, I'm sober as a lark. I just called you because I was thinking with Pirandello. You wouldn't know, Al. Look, I'm glad you called because we gotta get a hold of George. I can't make it that play tonight. No, you're wrong. I'll tell you all about it tomorrow. Well, George has got to come to that play tonight. I can't make it. Get a hold of George. Where were we? 12?
Yes, Abby thinks we really ought to count the first one. Yes.
All right. Who was the first one?
Mr. Minton. He was a Baptist. You see, he came in here looking for a room. It was right after you moved to New York. And well, we didn't want the lovely room to go to waste. We felt so sorry for him. He had lost all his kids and kin and had left him so forlorn and unhappy. He was such a lonely old man. Well, he came in here and he just sat in a chair and had his heart attack. And, well, we thought to ourselves how peaceful he looked. And we wanted to help bring other people to that same peace.
He dropped right in that chair? How awful for you.
Oh, no, dear. Why, it was rather like old times. Your grandfather always had a dab or two around the house. You So that meant he had to go down right away.
So we all took him down to Panama and put him in one of the locks. Now, this is why we told you to not worry about it, because we knew exactly what was to be done.
Since it was all started, that man walking here and dropping dead.
Of course we couldn't rely on that anymore.
Do you remember those jars of poison your grandfather had in his laboratory all these years?
And you know Aunt Martha's knife for mixing things. You tasted not her particularly.
Well, dear, I took a gallon of elderberry, a teaspoon of arsenic, half a teaspoon of strychnine, and a pinch of cyanide.
Should have quite a kick.
Yes, one of our gentlemen even had the chance to say, how delicious.
Well, I better make it started in the kitchen.
Well, I hope you can stay for dinner.
I'm trying out a new recipe.
No, I couldn't even think.
I ought to go help Aunt Martha. You still have to wait for Elaine, don't you? Well, I'll leave you alone with your thoughts.
No. Oh, it's you.
Be cross, darling. Father knows excited, so I told him about this and it made it hard for me to leave, but lucky won't be waiting up for me tonight.
Look, Elaine, some things come up. Won't you run along and wait till I call you tomorrow?
Tomorrow,
Yes, I call you up every day or two.
we're supposed to go to the theater tonight.
No, we're not.
Well, why not?
Some things come up.
Have you lost your job?
No, I haven't lost my job. I'm just not covering that plate now. Now, please run along home.
You have to give me an explanation.
No, dear. I can't.
If we're going to be married.
Married?
Do you not remember that just 15 minutes ago you proposed to me?
Well, as far as I know, it's still going on. Please run along.
Look, you can't propose to me 1 minute and throw me out of the house the next.
I'm not throwing you out of the house. Will you please get out of here?
No, I'm not leaving without some sort of explanation.
No, Elaine, not there, not there, not there. Hello? How? Really now? Can you hold on a minute? Yes, it's important. Hold on. All right, look, Elaine, you're sweet, and I love you, but I want you to go home and wait till I call you tomorrow.
Don't try to be masterful.
When we're married and I have problems, I hope you're less tedious and uninspired.
Well, I hope that when we're married, if we're married, I find more adequate.
Elaine! Elaine! Hello? Al? Hello? Hello? Hello, Al? Hello?
That's the doorbell, dear. Oh, how do you do? Come in.
I understand you're looking for him.
Yes, won't you step in?
Are you the lady of the house?
I am. I'm Miss Brewster, and this is my sister, another Miss Brewster.
My name is Gibbs.
Pleasure to meet you. Why don't you come sit down? We were just setting up for dinner.
Hello? Al? City desk, get me out! City desk, get me out! Sorry, wrong number.
May I see the room? Why don't you sit down and get acquainted? That won't do much good if I don't like the room.
Do you live here in Brooklyn?
I haven't got a home. I live in a hotel.
Hello, city desk?
Are your family Brooklyn people? I haven't got any family.
Hello? Yeah, this is, Al. No, my name's Mortimer. What am I saying? Look, Al, I can't make it that plane now. You got a hold of George?
All alone in the world.
Yeah.
Well, Martha. Well, I've come to the right place. Why don't you sit down?
No, I need you to get a hold of George. I told you.
What church do you go to? There's an Episcopal church practically next door. I'm Presbyterian.
What is George doing in Bermuda? Certainly I told George you could go to Bermuda. This is my department. I'm running it. Get a hold of someone.
Oh, is there only this one?
He doesn't live with us.
Oh, Al, how about the office boy, the smart one? The one we don't like? Okay, hold on.
I'd really like to see the room.
First, won't you try our wine?
Never touch it.
It's elderberry. We make it ourselves.
Elderberry? Why? I haven't had elderberry since I was a little.
Hey, Al! How about the fellow who sets my copy? I think he's 3 printers from the left. His name's Joe. Never mind, he might turn into another burnt mantle.
Do you have your own elderberry dishes?
No, but the cemetery is full of them.
No, I'm not drinking. I'm gonna start to now.
Are you gonna serve me?
We might. First, see if you have your wine. Mortimer, not that.
Hey, you get out! Get out right now!
No, look what you've done. You spoiled everything.
Really? You cannot be doing things like this! Not only is it against the law, it's not a nice thing to do. People wouldn't understand. He wouldn't understand.
Abby, we shouldn't have told Mortimer.
What I mean is, it's become into a very bad habit.
Mortimer, we don't try to stop you from things you like, dude. I don't see why you should interfere with ours.
Hello? Fine. I'll do the first act and pan the hell out of it. Wait, Al, no, hold up. Get a hold of O'Brien, the lawyer, the head of her legal department. Have them meet me at the theater. Alright, don't let me down. Listen, darlings, I can't make it out of that play tonight. But before I leave, will you please promise me one thing?
We'd have to know what it was first.
Don't do anything. I mean, don't do anything. Don't let anyone else in this house. And leave Mr. Hoskins right where he is.
Why?
I want time to think, and I have quite a little to think about. I wouldn't want anything happening to you.
What on earth can happen to us?
Well, you do this for me, won't you?
Well, we were planning to hold services for Mr. Hoskins.
Services?
Yes, you didn't think we were going to bury a full Methodist when he was a Methodist.
Okay, but can't that wait till after I get back?
Oh, and then you can join us for the services.
Yes.
Oh, you'll enjoy this funeral, especially the hymn. Remember, Martha, how beautiful he stands before his voice changed?
And remember how you're not going to let anyone else in this house while I'm gone?
Well, Martha, we could do this one thing now that he's cooperating.
Have you got any paper?
Well, stationery again?
Yes, this will do. Alright, I'll be back as soon as I can. You know what? If I review on the way to the theater, I could write. It'd save some time.
Mortimer didn't seem quite himself today.
And I think I know why.
Why?
Well, he's just become engaged.
Well, I'm happy for Elaine and her honeymoon ought to give Mortimer a real vacation. He didn't get much rest this summer.
At least he didn't go kiting off to China or Spain.
I can never understand how people go to those places.
Well, for Mortimer, I think the theater has always been small potatoes. He needs something bigger to criticize, something like the human race.
Oh, Abby, if Mortimer's going to join us for the services, we're going to need another hymnal. There's one in my room.
You know, Martha, it's really my turn to hold the services, but since you were here when Mr. Hoskins came in, I want you to do it.
That's sweet of you, but are you sure?
It's only fair.
All right, I'll wear my black bonzine and mother's old brooch.
Well, who could that be?
We promised Mortimer we wouldn't let anyone in.
Well, oh,
It's 2 people. I don't recognize them.
are you sure?
Come look. There's a car parked at the curb. They must have came in that.
Well, they're strangers to me.
We'll just have to pretend we're not at home.
Come in, doctor. This is the home of my youth. As a boy, I couldn't wait to escape from this place, but now I'm glad to get back into it.
Go, Johnny. He seems like a nice man.
The father was delivered. There's something unmistakably bushes about the butchers. Hope there's a fatter calf awaiting the return of the prodigal.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Butcher, drinks! That's what we expected. A good old man.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Why are you on Tabby? I'm Martha. It's Jonathan.
You get out of here.
I'm Jonathan. Your nephew Jonathan?
You're not Jonathan. You look nothing like Jonathan, so stop pretending you are.
But I'm Jonathan. And this is Dr. Einstein.
And he's not Dr. Einstein.
Not Dr. Albert Einstein. Dr. Herman Einstein. I see you still wearing that little garnet ring there. Grandma Bush bought in England. And you, Martha. Still the high collar. Sorry the scar where grandmother's acid burned you.
Well, his voice does sound like Jonathan's. Well, have you been in an accident?
No. My face? Dr. Einstein is responsible for that. He's a plastic surgeon. He changes people's faces.
But I've seen that face before. Abby, remember when I took the little Schultz boy to the movies and I was so frightened? It was that face.
No, easy, Johnny, easy. Don't worry, ladies. I get Johnny 3 new faces. His last face? Well, I kind of saw that picture too. Just before I operated. No, I was kind of intoxicated.
You see, Doctor? See what you've done? You got my whole family.
Look, take it easy, Johnny. Look, you're home in this nice, lovely house. How often he tells me about Brooklyn, about this house, about his aunts. He loves so much. They know you, Johnny. You know it's Jonathan. Speak to him. Tell him so.
Well, where have you been all these years?
Yes. What have you been up to?
Oh, England, South Africa, Australia. Then that's why I based in Chicago. Dr. Einstein and I were in business there together.
Well, we were in Chicago for the World Fair.
Yes, we found Chicago awfully bored.
Yeah, you got hot for us too.
Well, it's good to be back in Brooklyn again. And you, Abby, Martha, you don't have to be old. Just as remember, you're sweet, charming, hospitable. And dear Teddy, did you get into politics? My little brother, Dr. Woods, determined to become president.
Well, Teddy's doing just fine, and so is Mortimer.
I know about Mortimer. Seen his picture at the head of the column. He evidently fulfilled all of his promise of his early nasty nature.
We're very fond of Mortimer.
Well, it was very nice to have seen you again.
Bless you, Martha. It's good to be home again.
Well, we must detect what the stove boiled over.
Yes, if you'll excuse us, unless you're in a hurry to go somewhere.
Well, Johnny, where do we go from here? The police. The police have got pictures of that face. We gotta think fast. I gotta bring you right away. We gotta find a place for that. We gotta find a place for Mrs. Spinoza too.
Don't waste any worry on the rat.
But Johnny, we have a hot stiff in our hands.
Forget Mr. Spinoza.
But Johnny, you shouldn't have killed him. He was a nice fellow. He gives us lift. And what happens?
Sound like words, Karloff. That's your work, Doctor. You did this to me.
But take it easy, Johnny. I'll fix you up.
Tonight.
No, Johnny, not tonight. I'm too hungry. I'm weak.
Well, Jonathan, we're glad you came by and said hello, but you were never happy in this house, and we were never happy while having you in it.
On that yet. I can see your feelings toward me has come as a surprise. It's been a many great years regarding the many heartaches I must give you as a boy.
Well, you were quite a trial to us.
But my greatest disappointment is for Dr. Einstein. I promised no matter how much we were in passing through Brooklyn, I'll bring him here for one of Martha's home cooked dinners.
Oh! There wouldn't be enough.
It's a pretty good size pot roast.
Hot roast?
The least we can do is
Take care,
to...
Martha. We'll see you to dinner.
We won't take long.
Well, you guys can freshen up in grandfather's old lavatory.
Is that still there?
Yes, just as it was. I better go help Martha, since we're all in a hurry.
Well, we're gonna be on anyways.
Grandfather's lavatory. And just as it was, Doctor, a perfect operating room.
Too bad we can't use it.
Well, after you finish with me, alright. We can make a fortune. A large ward in the attic. 10 beds, Doctor, and Brooklyn is crying for your talents.
Why break these up, Johnny? Anyway, Brooklyn, I think we're here too late.
You don't know this time, Doctor. Practically everyone needs a new face.
But so many of the old faces are locked up.
A very small percentage. And the boys in Brooklyn are famous for paying generously to stay out of jail.
See, take it easy. Your aunts, they don't want us here.
We're here for dinner, aren't we?
Yeah, but after dinner?
Leave it to me. I landed it. But it's also BL headquarters for many years.
Oh, that'd be so nice. This nice, quiet house. Those aunts of yours? Oh, I love them already. I'll get the bags, yeah?
Doctor, you must wait until we're invited in.
But you just said.
We'll be invited.
And if they say no?
To help this old woman.
It's like comes true, beautiful dream. Only I hope you're not dreaming. It's so peaceful.
That what makes this also perfect for us. It's so peaceful. Yes, Auntie. Those 5 years in Chicago were among the busiest and happiest of my life.
And from Chicago, you go up in Indiana.
They wouldn't be interested in our experience in Indiana.
Well, we really shouldn't have allowed you to stay this long, so...
My meeting, Dr. Arsenic in London, I must say changed the whole course of my life. You remember, I've been to South Africa in the diamond business, then Amsterdam in the diamond market, then wanted to go back to San Francisco, to South Africa, and Dr. Arsenic made it possible for me.
Yeah, good job. When they took out the bandages, his face looked so different. The doctors had to introduce me.
I love that face. Let's look at the picture with me.
I found it.
What did you find, Teddy?
The story of my life. My biography. Here's the picture I was telling you about, General. Here's the both of us. President Roosevelt and General Gutauza, caliber cut. That's me, General. And that's you.
My, how I've changed?
Well, you see, that picture hasn't been taken yet. We haven't even started working caliber cut. We're still digging locks. And now, General, the both of us will go down to Panama and inspect the new lock.
Not Panama.
Anyways, Panama's a long way off.
Nonsense. It's just down the cellar.
The cellar?
We let him dig a Panama down the cellar.
General Gutauza, as President of the United States, Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy, and the man who gave you this job, I demand that you accompany me on the inspection of the new law.
Teddy! I think it's time you went to bed.
I beg your pardon. Who are you?
I'm Woodrow Wilson. Go to bed.
Don't you mean Woodrow Wilson?
That's what I said.
You're not him. I know him. You're not anybody I know now. Perhaps later on a hunting trip to Africa. Yes, you look like someone I might meet in the jungle.
Well, Teddy, I want to go back. And besides, they'd like to go back to their hotel.
General Gutauza, inspect the canal.
All right, Mr. President. We go to Panama.
Oh, delighted. Just fully. Call me, General. Right this way. It's down south, you know.
Well, bon voyage!
Mon Abby, I must correct your misapprehension. You spoke of a hotel. We have no hotel. We directly came here.
Well, there's a pretty nice hotel just 3 blocks down.
Oh, Martha, this is my home.
No, you can't stay here. We need our rooms.
You need them?
Yes, for our lodgers.
Are there any lodges in this house right now?
Well, there aren't any now, but there will be some soon.
Then my room should still be free.
Where would Dr. Einstein stay?
You should room with me.
No, we're afraid he can't stay here.
You're the most... Dr. Einstein and I need a place to sleep. Remember, this afternoon, that was what could have been disagreeable. Wouldn't be any of our worries for any of us if we...
Perhaps we can stay here tonight. Just overnight.
Then that's all. Will you get our room ready?
It just needs some air now.
We keep it ready for our lodgers. I think you and Dr. Einstein will find it quite comfortable.
You're the most distinguished guest in Dr. Einstein. I'm afraid you don't appreciate his skills, but soon you will. In a few weeks, you'll see me looking like a very different Jonathan.
He can't operate on you here.
Once you get organized, once you resume practices, oh, I forgot to tell you, we're turning grandfather's old laboratory into an operating room.
You-
That's going to be quite busy.
You can't be turning this house into a hospital.
The hospital, heavens knows, more like a beauty parlor.
George, down in the cellar.
But dear ones is about us to do with them.
Oh, you fixed it.
Well, just for tonight.
Please, go get our room ready immediately.
Well, just for tonight.
Johnny, when I look down in the cellar, what do you think I find?
What?
The Panama Canal.
Panama Canal?
It's a whole teddy dog. 6 feet long and 4 feet wide. It just fits businessmen also.
Down there?
You think they knew we'd bring Mr. also? Now that's hospitality.
Rather good joke on mountains. They live in a house with a body bird in the cellar.
Well, how do we get them in?
Can I bring them through the door? I drove the car behind, between the house and the cemetery. When they've gone to bed, we'll bring Mr. Alonso in right in through the window.
Bed. Just think, we have a bed tonight.
Doctor, remember, you're operating tomorrow. This time, you better be sober.
I'll fix you up beautiful.
And if you don't,
Jonathan, you're ruining things.
I need to go to bed. I drove the car up behind the house.
It's all right where it is until morning.
I don't want to leave in the street. That might be against the law.
You?
Abby, what are you gonna do? Well, we're not gonna let him stay longer than one night, that's for sure. What are the neighbors gonna think? They walk in with one face and they go out with the other. What are we gonna do with Mr. Hoskins? Ooh, it must not be very comfortable for him in there. We have to put him down to panel right away. We have to call the services. But where's Teddy?
General Gonzalez was very pleased. He said the canal's just the right size.
Teddy, there's been another yellow fever victim.
Oh dear me. This will be a shock to the general.
Then we mustn't tell him about it.
Where is his department?
No, Teddy, we need to keep this a secret. Yes.
State secret?
Yes, a state secret.
Promise? You have the word of the President of the United States. Cross my heart and hope to die. Now let's see. How are we going to keep this a secret?
Well, Teddy, when it's all dark, you come right up, take Mr. Hoskins down to the cellar, and we'll meet you there after. Come run along, and we'll come down later to hold services.
You may announce the President will say a few words. Where is the part of it? Seems to be spreading. We've never had yellow fever there before.
Abby, when Jonathan and Mr. Einstein come back, we should send them to sleep right away. So, by the time they're asleep, we'll be dressed for the funeral.
Yes.
Abby, I've never seen Mr. Hoskins.
Well, come. You know, he's pretty nice looking, considering his methods.
We're bringing the luggage through here.
Jonathan, your room is ready.
So I'm sorry we don't keep booking hours here. We need to go to bed.
Well, you must be very tired, and we don't want to sleep this early.
We should. It's time. I came home to take care of you.
Well, we weren't planning to go.
Oh, Martha, did we say go to bed? Let's go to grandfather's house in the morning.
Well, I'll stay right here till you guys go up.
Another flight, doctor. Run along, Martha. All right, I'm happy.
I'll be right up.
Turn the lights on, Tabby.
Right, Charlie?
All right, you go around the house and hand him through.
No, he's still happy with me. We go around back. I'll push him in.
Okay, I'll go around the house. But when I tap on the glass, you open the window.
Johnny? Okay. Right. That was me, Johnny. I slipped.
Be more careful.
Well, the shoe came off. Alright, now I got him. Johnny, somebody at the door. Go quick. Come on, I'll manage here. Go quick.
Miss Abby. Miss Martha. Teddy, is that you? Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm Elaine Harper. I live next door.
Then what are you doing here?
I came to see Miss Abby and Miss Martha.
Turn the light, doctor. You choose an timely moment for a social call.
I think you'd better tell me what you're doing here.
We happen to live here.
You don't live here. I'm here almost every single day, and I've never seen you before.
Perhaps we better introduce ourselves. This is Dr. Einstein,
Einstein.
a surgeon of great distinction and something of a magician.
And I bet you can tell me your voice.
I'm Jonathan Brewster.
What you're doing.
Senior for heard of me.
Just this afternoon, actually.
What did I say about me?
Just said there was another brother named Jonathan, that's all. Well, now that I've met you, I think I'd better run along home. You kind of locked the door.
That explains everything. But what do you mean by that? Why do you come here at this time of night?
I saw someone crawling around the house. I suppose it was you.
You saw someone prowling around the house?
Yes, wasn't that you? Wasn't that your car?
You saw someone at the car?
Yes.
What else did you see?
Just that. I saw someone going around the house to the car.
What was the man doing at the car?
I don't know. I was on my way over here.
I think you're lying.
No, Johnny. I think she tells the truth. We'll let her go now, yeah?
I think you're lying. Breaking into a house at this time of night. She's too dangerous. She shouldn't be around loose. Doctor!
Take your hands off of me!
It's going to be a private, you know.
Teddy, look, it's not who I am!
That's my daughter, Alice.
No, Teddy!
Doctor!
What's happening? What's going on down here?
We caught a burglar. He's sneaking. We'll call the police. What's happened with this? Go back to room. Do you hear me? Great Steven, I should have known better. God, it's so there.
This is your brother, Jonathan, and his companion, Dr. Einstein.
I know this isn't a nightmare, but what is it?
I've come back home, Mortimer.
Did you say this was?
Your brother, Jonathan.
Jonathan? Wait, Jonathan, you were always a whore, but why do you have to look like one?
So easy, Johnny. Easy.
Mortimer, I've forgotten all the things I used to do when we were boys. Remember the time I tied you to the bedpost, the needles under your fingernails?
I thought it is Jonathan. Yeah, I remember you. It's the most vicious, detestable, and venomous form of life I've ever known.
You two, don't start quarreling the moment you see each other again.
Don't worry, Aunt Abby, there won't be any fight. Jonathan, you're not wanted here. Get out.
Dr. Einstein and I have been invited to stay.
Not in this house.
Just for tonight.
I don't want him anywhere near me.
Well, we promised him, and well, it would be rude to check out now.
Fine, but tonight only. Next thing in the morning, you're out. Where are they sleeping?
We put him in Jonathan's old room.
It's my old room. I'm here to stay.
Oh, Mortimer, glad.
Alright, Johnny. We sleep down here.
You bet your life you'll sleep down here.
Listen, you'll sleep on the couch, and I'll sleep on the window seat.
Window seat? Now let's not argue about who gets the window seat. I think the window seat is good enough for me tonight.
You know, all this argument, it makes me think of Mr. Spinalzo.
Spinalzo! Well, Mortimer, it isn't really necessary for inconvenience for you to stay like this. We'll sleep down here.
Your setting consideration for me is very unconvincing.
Alright, whatever. Let's go upstairs, Johnny.
Doctor, King lost track of Mr. Spinoza.
Okay, who is this Mr. Spinoza?
Just a friend of ours, Johnny's been looking for.
Well, don't bring anyone else in here.
Alright, come along. I'll tell you about everything once we unpack.
No, Herbert, you really don't have to stay here. I could go with that Martha and you could take my room.
No trouble at all, Aunt Toppy. We'll be packed in a few minutes. Then, Mortimer, you can have the room.
You're wasting your time. I told you I'm sleeping down here.
Mortimer, I've almost been killed.
Abby, Martha!
He just took her for a sneak thief.
No, it was more than that. He's some sort of maniac. Mortimer, I'm afraid.
Wait, darling, you're trembling. Have you got any smelling salts?
No, but will some hot tea or coffee?
Coffee, yes. Do you mind making sandwiches? I haven't had any dinner.
We'll make something for the both of you. You know, Martha, we really could leave our hats down here now.
Are you going somewhere? Do you have any idea what time it is? It's past 12. Elaine, you gotta go home.
What? Why, Mortimer? We just asked him to make you some sandwiches. It won't take long. Why, don't you remember we have to celebrate your engagement? That's what we'll do. We'll make a nice supper for the both of you, and I'll open a bottle of wine.
Sure. Wait, no wine!
Mortimer, what's going on in this house?
What do you mean, what's going on in this house?
You were supposed to take me to the theater and you called it off. You asked me to marry you and I said I would, and you throw me out of the house. After your brother tries to strangle me, you want me out. Now listen, Mr. Brewster, I want to know where I stand. Do you still love me?
Elaine, I love you very much. In fact, I love you so much. I can't marry you.
You suddenly got insane?
No, it's just a matter of time. You see, insanity runs in my family. It practically gallops. No, if you really knew my family, it's what you'd expect if Steinberg had written Hell's Problem.
Look, just because Teddy's a little...
No, it's not just Teddy. It's the whole family. It goes way back to the first Brewster on the Mayflower. You know how back in the day the Indians used to scalp the settlers? He used to scalp Indians.
Mortimer, that's ancient history.
It's the whole family. Take my grandfather, for instance. He tried out his patent medicines out on dead people to be sure he wouldn't kill them.
He wasn't so crazy. He made $1 million.
And then there's Jonathan. He's a maniac. He's just trying to kill you.
That's your brother, not you. I'm with you.
And then there's Teddy. You know Teddy. He thinks he's Roosevelt. No, dear, no Brewster should marry. I realize now that if I'd met my father in time, I would have stopped him.
Well, all of this doesn't prove that you're crazy, dear. I mean, look at your aunts. They're Brewsters, and they're the sweetest people I've ever met.
Yes, but even they have their peculiarities.
So what love the peculiarities? Kindness, generosity, human sympathy. Of course. There are many. There's nothing you can't tell me about your aunts that I already know.
And I won't look lame. Something's come up. You gotta run along.
I thought we were all together.
I know, I'm acting irrationally. Please just leave this to the fact that no man was there.
Look, if you think that you're going to get out of this by acting like you're insane, you're crazy! You may not want to marry me, but I want to marry you. I'm in love with you, don't?
Well, look, if you love me so much, will you please get the hell out of here?
Will you at least take me home? I'm afraid.
Afraid? A little walk through the cemetery?
Will you at least kiss me goodnight?
Yes, dear. Good night, dear. And Abby and Martha, come in here.
We'll be there in a minute, dear.
Come in here now.
Yes, dear?
What do you not understand about that promise you made me? You're not gonna let anyone else in this house?
Oh, Jonathan just...
No, I don't mean Jonathan.
I never said-
I don't mean Dr. Einstein. Who's that in the window seat?
We told you, Mr. Hoskins.
That's not Mr. Hoskins.
Who could that be?
Are you trying to tell me you've never seen this man before? And Abby, you admitted to me that you put Mr. Hoskins in this window seat.
Yes, we did.
Well, this man couldn't have just got an idea from him. By the way, where is Mr. Hoskins?
He must have gone down to Panama.
So you buried him?
Oh, no. He's waiting for the services. Ooh, I've always wanted a Holy Devil funeral. But I would not read services over a total stranger.
A total stranger? How can I believe you? There are 12 gentlemen in that cellar, and you admitted that you poisoned them.
Yes, but you don't think I'll stoop down to tell a fib now, do you? Martha!
Well, Mortimer, I'd like to have a word with you.
A word's about all you can have time for, Jonathan, because I've decided that you and your doctor friend are going to get out of here as soon as possible.
I'm glad you recognize that the fact you and I can live under the same roof. But you arrived at the wrong solution, so take your bags and get out.
Oh, Jonathan, you're beginning to bore me. You've played your one extent in Brooklyn. Move on.
My dear brother, just because you graduated from the back fence to a typewriter, don't think you've grown up? I'm saying, you're leaving, not me now.
Look, if you think I could be frightened, if you think there's anything I fear...
Mortimer, I lived a strange life, but it taught me one thing, to be afraid of nothing.
Just look into the seat and
And Abby? Well, Jonathan, why don't you let Aunt Martha see what's in the window seat? And Abby, I owe you an apology. But I have some very good news for you. Jonathan and Dr. Einstein and a close companion are leaving now. What am I saying? Jonathan, you're my brother. You're a Brewster. And give you one chance to take the evidence and get out. You can't ask for more than that. Right, I'll have to call please.
Don't reach for that telephone. Are you still giving me orders after saying what happened to Mr. Spinozzo?
Spinozzo? I knew he was a foreigner.
Remember, what happened to Mr. Spinozzo can happen to you too.
Hello, Miss Abby.
Oh, Detective Rivera.
I'm very late on the doctor. There might be sickness in the house. Sorry if I bothered you.
No,
you got
no,
company. Sorry to disturb you.
Come in.
Yes, come in.
Come right in, Detective O'Hara. This is our nephew Mortimer. Pleased to meet you.
And this is our other nephew, John.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. Well, it must be nice having your nephews visiting you. Will they be staying with you for a bit?
Oh, I'm staying. My brother Jonathan is just leaving.
I've met you here before, haven't I?
Oh, I'm afraid not. He's been gone for some quite a few years.
You look familiar. Maybe some picture you somewhere?
I don't think so.
Yes, Jonathan, I'd hurry if I were you. Your things are all packed up anyway, aren't they?
Ah, well, you'll be wanting to say your goodbye.
No, what's the rush? We'd like to have you stick around.
I just jumped in to make sure everything was all right.
Well, we're having coffee in a minute. Won't you join us?
I forgot about the coffee.
In that case, I'll make more sandwiches. I ought to know your appetite this hour, Detective O'Hara. Don't bother. I'm due to bring in a few minutes.
Please have some coffee with us and sit down.
Say, ain't this in a photograph of your brother someplace?
I don't think so.
Again, looks familiar.
He probably looks like someone you've seen in the movies.
I never go to the movies. I hate them. My mother says they're bastards, aren't.
Yes, let's follow them. Your mother said that?
Yes, my mother was an actress, a stage actress. Perhaps you've heard of her. Peaches the Tour.
She isn't. It sounds familiar. What'd you play?
Well, her big hit was Mother Jeff. She played for 3 years, and I was born on tour. 3rd season.
You were?
Yep, Sioux City, Iowa. I was born at the end of the 2nd act, and Mother made the final.
Oh, some story in that. You know, I write for the theater.
You do? Say, I'm Mortimer Brewster, the dramatic critic.
Yes.
Well, I certainly am glad to meet you. We're in the same line of business, Mr. Brewster.
We are?
Yep, I'm a playwright. Oh, this being on the police force is just temporary.
How long have you been on the force?
12 years. I'm collecting material for a play.
Oh, I bet it's a honey.
Well, it ought to be with all the drama I see being a cop. You got no idea what goes down here,
Brewster?
I think I do.
Say what time we got.
10 after 1.
Gee, I gotta run yet.
Wait! I'm not clear, I think I could help you.
You would? It was fake me walking in here. Look, I'll tell you the plot.
Well, Jonathan, you're leaving now, huh? It was good.
Oh, Jonathan, you're leaving. Goodbye. Goodbye, Dr. Arnstein. Oh, isn't this case yours?
Yes, Jonathan, you can't leave without all of your things. Now, listen, I'll have my business. Just leaving.
Oh, I'm not leaving now, Mr. Brewster.
Why not?
You just promised to write a play together with me. You and I are gonna write my play.
No, wait, I'm not a creative writer.
I'll be training you for the words to it.
But O'Hara!
No, sir, Mr. Brewster. I'm not leaving till I tell you the plot.
In that case, we'll be leaving.
Don't try that. You can't leave without all of your things. No, listen, O'Hara, won't you go?
I've waited for 12 years. I'm sorry I'm so long.
Don't bring that in here. Listen, O'Hara, won't you join us for a ride in the kitchen?
The kitchen?
Jonathan's just leaving.
Oh, that's nice. Come along, Detective O'Hara.
Hey, you don't mind eating in the kitchen, do you?
Where else would you eat?
Jonathan. I'm glad you came back to Brooklyn because it gives me a chance to kick you out. The first one out is your little boyfriend, Mr. Spinazzo.
Mr. Brewster, we can talk in here.
Come right in.
I didn't think you'd go to write a play with a detective.
I want you out of here, all three of you.
Doctor, this affair between me and my brother has got to be settled.
Your brother gives us a chance to get away. What more could we ask?
You don't understand. This goes back in many great years.
Come on, let's get going.
We're not going. We're going to sleep right here tonight.
Put the cop in the kitchen and Mrs. Spinalzo in the window seat.
That's how he's got on us. We'll take Mr. Spinalzo down and dump him. And we'll come back right here. And if he tries to interfere,
But Johnny,
Doctor, you know when I make up my mind.
see, when you make up your mind, you lose your head.
Doctor,
Alright, fine. Someday we get stuck together. But do we gotta take these with us?
no. Leave them here. Hide them in the cellar. Move fast. Spinalzo could go out the same way he came in.
Oh, it's Johnny. You know how to hold down in the cellar?
Yes.
We're like ace in the hole now. Come on, I'll show you.
Billy. Jonathan. Jonathan!
Jonathan!
Yes, Mortimer?
I thought I told you to get out of here.
We're not going.
You're crazy about this, huh?
We're staying right here tonight.
Alright, let's get rid of you and O'Hara at the same time. O'Hara, get in here.
Tell her what's in the window seat. Tell her what's down in the cellar.
The cellar?
There happens to be an elderly gentleman who seems to be very dead.
What he's doing down in the cellar.
What's he doing down in the cellar?
No thanks, Mom. We're fine. I've had plenty.
So what are you gonna say to her?
Mr. Brewster, your aunt's running here too. Shall I bring them in here?
No, don't you have to go and ring in?
The hell with bringing in. I'll bring your aunt in here and tell you the plot.
No, we have to meet someplace private.
How about the back room Achilles?
Sure, we'll go there.
Why don't you two go down in the cellar?
That's alright with me, is it?
No, not the cellar. You gotta go ring in.
Hey! It only feels like a minute.
I'll ditch you and be back in 5. I expect you to be gone. No, wait for me.
We'll wait for him, Doctor. I've waited many great years for a chance like this.
We got it right where we want him. Do you look guilty?
Take the bags to our room.
Are they gone yet? Oh, we thought we heard someone leave.
Just Mortimer. He'll be back in a few minutes. Is there any food left in the kitchen? I think Dr. Einstein and I would enjoy a bite.
But you won't have time.
Mortimer won't like it to see you here when he gets back.
Oh, he'll like it. He has to like it.
Go get us something to eat while we bury Mr. Spinalzo down in the cellar.
You can't bury him there.
There's a friend of Mortimer waiting for him down there.
A friend of Mortimer.
Him and Mr. Spinalzo will get along fine together. They're both dead.
They must be Mr. Hoskins.
Mr. Hoskins?
Yes, but he's no friend of Mortimer's. He's one of our gentlemen.
for gentlemen?
Hey, Mr. Hoskins.
Mr. Hoskins isn't a stranger.
No, and besides, the cellar's crowded enough already.
Crowded?
There are,
What?
there are 12 graves down there, so you see that doesn't leave much room. So get Mr. Spinozzo out.
There's 12 graves? So that means you and Don Martha have murdered?
Certainly not. But it's one of our charities.
Why, what we've been doing is a mercy.
So you did all that in this house? Down there?
Johnny, look, we've been chased all over the world, and they stay right here, and they do just as good as you do. Listen, they got 12, and you got 12.
I've got 13.
No, Johnny, 12.
I've got 13. There's Mr. Spinozzo. There's one in London, 2 in Johannesburg, 1 in Sydney, 2 in San Francisco, 1 in Phoenix, Arizona,
Phoenix?
the filling station, 3 in Chicago, and 1 in South Bend. That makes 13.
No, Johnny, the one in South Bend don't count. He had pneumonia.
Who would have got a pneumonia if I'd have shot him?
No, Johnny, he had pneumonia, so he does not count.
He counts with me. I say 13.
Listen, they got 12, and you got 12, and they do just as good as you.
Oh, they are they? But that could be easily taken care of. All I need is one more. Just one more.
Here I am.
You stop doing that. This is our house. This is our cellar. You can't be doing that.
Please, go back upstairs where you belong.
Abby, Martha, go upstairs.
This thing you're doing will just have to be undone. You better stop it.
All right. You'll find out whose house this is.
I'm warning you. You better stop it. Has it, Mortimer Cup?
No.
No, it's a bad thing to be doing. Wearing a good Methodist with a foreigner.
I will not have our cellar desecrated.
We promised him a good Christian funeral. Where did Mortimer go?
I don't know, but he did go somewhere because he told Jonathan, just wait a minute and I'll settle this.
Well, he can't very well settle things with him out of this house. Don't we want settled? What's going on down there?
I've got to see Teddy.
Mortimer, where have you been?
Getting commitment paper signed by Dr. Gilchrist.
What's the matter with you? Getting papers signed at a time like
Do
this.
you know what Jonathan's doing?
He's very Mr. Spinozzo and Mr. Hoskins together.
Oh, he is he? Well, let him. Gotta go see Teddy.
Teddy won't be any help.
When Teddy signs these commitment papers, I go tackle Jonathan.
What do they have to do with anything?
He had to tell Jonathan about the 12 people down there. If I can make Teddy responsible, I can protect you, can't you see?
No, I can't see. And we pay taxes to have the police protect us.
You got me.
Well, let's go to the police.
Police? No, you can't go to the police.
Why can't we?
Because if you go to the police and tell them about Mr. Spinozzo, they'd find Mr. Hoskins. And they'd find your other 12 gentlemen.
Oh, Mortimer, we know the police better than you do. I don't think they'll pry into our private affairs.
They have to report to the headquarters.
I don't think they'd bother. You'd have to write a very long report. And if there's one thing a policeman hates to do is to write.
You can't depend on that. It might leak out, and you wouldn't expect a judge in there to understand.
Oh, Judge Hogan would.
He's very nice.
He goes to church to pray just before election.
And he's promised to come to tea someday.
Oh, Abby, we must speak to him about doing that. His wife died a few years ago and must have been very lonely.
Well, come along, Martha.
No, you won't go to the police. You won't have Judge Coleman to tea.
Well, if you're not going to do anything about it, we are.
I am going to do something about it. Would you please let me do this my own way?
And will you get Jonathan out of the house?
And Mr. Spinozzo, too.
They'll be out of here by morning, I promise you that. And please go to bed, will you? And for God's sakes, get out of those clothes. You look like Judith Anderson.
Well, Abby, that's a relief, isn't it?
Yes, but that just means that Jonathan's going through a lot of unnecessary trouble. Oh, good time. Jonathan! Oh!
It's all done. Did I hear Mortimer?
Well, we'll just have to be undone.
Well, in that case, you and Martha can go to bed and have a pleasant night's sleep.
Yes, come on, Abby.
Good night, aunties.
Not good night. Goodbye. Jonathan's promised to have you up by morning.
And he has a way of doing it too.
Then Mortimer's back.
Yes, he's upstairs talking to Teddy.
Goodbye, Jonathan.
Goodbye, Jonathan.
Perhaps you better say goodbye to Mortimer.
Oh, you'll see, Mortimer.
Yes, I'll see Mortimer.
Yeah. That's all fixed up. Smooth like a lake. Nobody will ever know we were down there. Well, for the hours you didn't sleep, man, that bed feels good already. You go to sleep now, yeah?
You're forgetting, Doctor.
What?
My brother Mortimer.
But Johnny, not tonight. We'll do that another day.
No, tonight. Now.
But Johnny, I gotta operate you tomorrow.
Yes, you operate tomorrow. But tonight, we take care of Mortimer.
Please, Johnny, let's go to bed now, yes?
Doctor, look at me. You can't see this is going to be done, can't you?
No. See, I know that look.
So it's a little too late to dissolve our partnership.
Fine, we'll do it. Like a quick twist, like in London.
No, I think it's called something special. Perhaps the Melbourne method.
No, Johnny, 2 hours? And for what? The fellow in London was just as dead as the fellow in Melbourne.
I need to work fast in London. There was no aesthetic satisfaction. But Melbourne, yeah, there was something to remember.
Remember? Oh, I wish I did. Please, Johnny, not me, not Melbourne.
Yes, where are your instruments?
I won't do it.
Get your instruments.
No,
Where are they? Oh yes, you have them in the cellar. Where?
I won't tell you.
I'll find them.
No, Mr. President, don't do that.
I cannot sign any proclamation without consulting my cabinet.
But this must be a secret.
Secret proclamation? How unusual.
Yes, Japan must know.
Japan knows the levels. I'll send her away. You have my word. I can have the cabinet no later.
Spontaneous.
You wait here. A secret proclamation has to be signed in secret.
But at once, Mr. President.
I'll have to put my signing gloves on.
Oh, you go now, yeah?
No, I'm waiting for something important.
Please, go now.
Look, Dr. Einstein, I have nothing against you personally. You seem like a nice fellow. Please take my advice, get your things and get out.
Trouble, yeah? Please, leave.
I'm warning you.
No, I'm warning you. Get as far away as possible.
Things are gonna start popping around here any minute.
Listen, Johnny's in a bad mood. When he's like this, things happen. Terrible, terrible things.
Jonathan doesn't worry me now.
Don't those plays you see teach you anything?
About what?
Well, at least people in plays have sense. That's more than you do.
Oh, you think so, do you? You think people in plays have more sense than I do? I wish you had to sit through some of the plays I've had to sit through. Take the little opus I saw tonight, for instance. There's a man, he's in a house filled with murders. He's warned to get out. He's threatened to get out even. But does he go? No, he stays. Now, is that what an intelligent person would do?
You're asking me?
He didn't even have enough sense to be frightened, to be on guard. For instance, the murder invites him to sit down.
You mean, won't you sit down?
Believe it or not, that one was in there too.
So what happened next?
So there he sits, bright fellow, ready to be trusted. Oh, what do you think they used to tie him with?
But,
The curtain cord.
well, why not? A good idea. Very convenient.
A little too convenient, the curtain cord. Really, when are playwrights gonna use some imagination?
Did you see him get it?
See him get it? He sat there with his back to him. That's the type of stuff we have to deal through. Night after night, they say the critics are killing the theater. It's the playwrights. Right, so there sits the big fellow, ready to be trussed up and gagged. Hey, get off of me, will you? What are you doing? Get off me!
Man, he's strong.
There's our doctor.
Stay still. Johnny, he's fighting. What do I do? I don't know how long they can hold him.
Oh, I'm a doctor.
Well, you're right about that. That fellow wasn't very bright.
Now, Mortimer, if you don't mind, we'll finish the story. I've been away for 20 years, but not once in all that time. My dear brother, you were out of my mind. In Melbourne, I dreamed of you. When I landed in San Francisco, I fell in a state of satisfaction that once you and I were in the same country together. Now, doctor, we go to work.
Alright, Johnny, the quick way?
No, this must be an artistic achievement. After all, we are performing for a very distinguished critic.
But Johnny!
Doctor,
Fine, let's get it over.
I'm ready for you. Doctor,
Listen, I can't do this without a drink.
bring us all together, doctor.
Listen, when we walked in here this morning, there was wine here. Where did she put that? Ah, here it is. That's it? Fine, we'll split it. It looks like you need a drink too.
One moment, doctor. Please, what are your manners? Now, Mortimer, I realized it was you who brought me back to Brooklyn. To my dear dead brother.
Ah, God!
Jack the idiot. He goes next. That's all. He goes next.
No, Tony, that's where I stopped.
We get to take it later.
We don't get to tell you at all.
Now we gotta work fast.
Fine, the quick way?
Yes, doctor, the quick way.
Hey! The Colin's gonna quit blowing that horn.
Don't worry, detective. We're taking the Beagle away.
There's going to be hell to pay in the morning. Promise you never see her do that anymore.
Won't happen again, detective.
I better speak to myself for the life. Hey! You stood me up. I waited an hour at Kelly's for you. What happened to him?
He was explaining to what happened in the play. That's what happened to the fellow in the play. Yes, that's exactly what happened.
Did it happen in the play you saw tonight? Gee, they practically stole that from the second act of my play. Why, in my second act, just before the... Yeah, I better start the meeting. It opens in a men's dressing room where I was born. Well, I ain't born yet. Oh yeah, no, you gotta hear the plot. So there she is, making up scene, when all of a sudden, through the door, a man with a black mustache walks in, turns to my mother and says, Miss Latour, will you marry me? He doesn't know she's pregnant yet. So there she lies unconscious across the table in her The idiot is standing over her. I'm tied up just like you are. When all of a sudden, through the window, Ed Guzman Guardia. Hey, go easy on it. Remember who paid for it.
Well, I'm listening, aren't I?
How do you like it so far?
Well, it puts Johnny to sleep.
If you got no more interested in that, you don't get a drink. Okay, so it's 3 days later, and I'm transferred and under charges. That's because somebody stole my badge. All right, I'm walking my beat down Staten Island. 46%. When all of a sudden, the guy I'm following turns out it's following me.
Alligators?
I'll let everybody in. And so I came here, I got smart. There's a rocking house in the corner. I was in.
It's close.
I stepped in the door as I see the door handle turn. I pulls my guns, braces myself against the wall and say, come in!
What the hell
Hello, boys.
What the hell is going on here?
Hey, pal, what do you know? This is Mortimer Priestley. He's gonna have a very good play together with me. Did you have to tie him up to make him listen?
Joe, you better report to Stacy. The whole force is looking out for you.
Did they send you here for me? We didn't know you was here.
We came to warn the old idiot how to pay. The colonel blew that bugle again in the middle of the night.
By the way, the neighbors have been calling in about it. You'd think that Germany would have dropped the bomb on Flatbush Avenue.
The lieutenant in the work path. He said the colonel has got to be put away someplace.
Yes.
Gee, Mr. Brewster, I gotta get going. So I'm gonna throw the current real quick.
Get away from me.
Say, do you know what time it is? It's after 8 o'clock in the morning. It is? Gee, Mr. Brewster, the first act's been a little long, but I don't see anything to give me about.
You can leave it all out.
Who the hell is this guy?
It's my brother.
Oh, The one that ran away, so he came back.
Yes, he came back.
This is Brophy. Give him back. I'm glad to know I found you, Joe. Have a lieutenant. He can call the Big Mouth Hut. We got him right here in the Brewster house. Do you want us to bring him in? Oh, all right. We'll put him right over here. The lieutenant's on his way over.
I'm in. Hey? Alright, you've got me. I bet they stole picture brother man and he will split the reward.
Reward?
Others to you, man. You think I want to shoot charming ladies? There are 13 bodies buried in the cellar.
What the hell are you talking about?
I'll show you, I'll prove it to you. Come down with me.
Wait a minute.
13 bodies buried in the cellar.
Oh, yeah?
You don't want to go down in the cellar?
Go down and solve with him, baby.
I'm not so sure I want to go down in the cellar with him. Look at that foot. He looks like Boris Karloff. Hey, that's him off me!
You think you're doing?
Well, would you look at that? The man!
What the hell are you ready doing here? I told you I was gonna handle this.
Well, sir, we was just about to.
What happened? Did he put up a fight?
This ain't the guy that blows the beagle. This is his brother. He tried to comply.
All I said was that he looked like Boris Karloff.
Turn him over.
We kind of think he's wanted somewhere.
Oh, you kind of think he's wanted somewhere? If you guys don't look at the circulars, we look at the station, at least you can read True Detective. Of course he's wanted somewhere. In Indiana. Escaped from the prison, criminal thing. He's a lifer. For God's sake, that's how he was described. We were like Karloff.
Was there a reward mentioned?
Yeah, and I'm claiming it.
He was trying to get us down in the cellar.
Said there was 13 bodies buried down there.
13 bodies buried. And I didn't tip you off. Came out of a nut house.
I just thought he talked kind of funny.
Oh, it's Shakespeare. Where have you been all night and you need to bother to tell me?
I've been right here, sir, writing a play with Mortimer Brewster.
Well, you have plenty of time to write that play. You're suspended. Now get back and report in.
Can I come over to use the station typewriter?
No, get out of here. The guy that helped him escape, he's wanted. He's wanted too. No wonder Brooklyn's in its shape. A police force will fly hits like you, falling for that type of story. 13 bodies in the cellar.
But there are 13 bodies in the cellar.
Who are you?
I'm President Roosevelt.
What the hell is this?
Bugle.
Good morning, Colonel.
Well, Colonel, you've blown your last bugle.
Dear me, another yellow fever victim.
What?
All the people in the cellar are yellow fever victims.
This ain't the guy that blows the beagle. This is his brother. He tried to comply.
Well, if there's any questioning of spies, that's my department.
You keep out of this, and can you get that guy out of here?
You know what? You forget it. As President of the United States, I'm also head of the Secret Service.
Captain, I'm Mortimer Brewster.
Are you sure?
Yes. My brother's the fellow who blows the bugle.
Mr. Brewster, we ain't gonna talk about that. He's got to be put away.
Oh, I quite agree with you. In fact, it's all arranged for. Dr. Gilchrist signed the commitment papers.
Where's he going?
Happydale.
Alright, I don't care where he goes, as long as he goes.
Oh, I want you to know that everything that's happened around here is Teddy's fault. As for the 13 bodies...
Yeah, those 13 bodies. Ain't enough that the neighbors all frightened him, and it's disturbing piece of that bugle. But can you imagine what would happen if that cockeyed story of 13 bodies in the cellar got around, and now a yellow fever scare? Cute, ain't it?
13 bodies in this. Who would believe that?
Sometimes you can't tell. Some people are just don't know. About a year ago, a crazy guy started to murder over in Green Point. And I had to dig up half an acre lot just to prove that I was right.
Will you excuse me for a moment? Good morning, dear.
Good morning. This is Mr. Witherspoon. He's come to meet Teddy.
Sweet Ted.
Mr. Witherspoon, Superintendent Happydale.
Glad to meet you, sir. This is Captain.
Lieutenant Rooney, I'm glad you're here so today.
Today, I didn't think that.
Not today.
Listen, darling, I have some business to attend to. Can you please?
Nuts!
had no idea we could need it.
The papers are all signed. It goes today.
Complete insubordination! You men will find out I'm no mollycoddle! When the President of the United States is treated like that, what's this country come to?
There's your man, Super.
Now wait just a minute. Mr. President, I have some very good news for you. Your term of office is over.
Is this March the 4th?
Practically.
Let's see. Yes! Now I start my hunting trip to Africa. I'll get started immediately. Is he trying to move into the White House before I moved out? Taft!
Oh no, this isn't Mr. Taft. This is Mr. Witherspoon. He used to be a guy in Africa.
Oh, that's bully, just bully. I'm delighted. I'll go bring down my equipment. When the safari comes, tell them to wait. Goodbye, Aunt Abby. Goodbye, Aunt Martha. I'm off to Africa now. Isn't it wonderful? Charge!
Good morning, darlings.
Oh, we have visitors.
Yes, this is
Lieutenant Lily.
How do you do, Lieutenant? Say, you don't look like the policeman say you are.
Why, the lieutenant is here. You know, Teddy knows people again.
Oh, we're going to speak to Teddy about doing that.
About that, this is Mr. Witherspoon.
How do you do this with
Oh, you come to meet Teddy.
He's come to take him.
Oh, no. Not while we're alive.
I'm sorry, Mr. Brewster, but it has to be done. The papers are all signed and he goes along with the superintendent.
We won't permit it. Yes, we won't be separated from Teddy.
I'm sorry, ladies, but the law's the law. He's committed himself and he goes today.
Well, if Teddy goes, we go too. Yes.
Well, why not?
Well, I'm afraid.
Now let's be sensible about this, ladies. Here I am, wasting my morning when I've got serious work to do. You know there's murders to be solved in Brooklyn.
Yes, there are.
It ain't only just people going. And it's disturbing the peace, but things would just get worse. Sooner or later, we'd be put to the trouble of digging up your cellar.
Our cellar?
Yeah, your nephew's been telling around that there are 13 bodies in your cellar.
Oh, there are 13 bodies in the cellar.
If that's why you think Teddy has to go, then you can come down and I'll prove it to you.
No, I don't think he wants to go down there. You told me that just last year you had to dig up half an acre lot, weren't you, Lieutenant?
That's right.
Well, there's one, Mr. Spinoza, that doesn't belong there. But there are 12 graves, they're all ours. We put flowers on them every Sunday.
Flowers? Superintendent, don't you think you can find a room for these ladies?
Well,
Oh, come, we'll show you.
I'll take your word for it, lady. I'm a busy man. How about it, Super?
Well, they would have to be committed.
Well, Teddy committed himself. Can they commit themselves too?
Why, certainly.
if we can go along with Teddy, we'll sign the papers. Where are they?
Yes, where are they? He's coming around, Lieutenant. Good morning, Miss Klein.
Good morning, Miss Klein. You're here too.
Yes, we and Sophie have got your other nephew out in the kitchen.
Sign them up, Superintendent. I want to get this proved up. 13 bodies.
And you, let's see, right here, Abby.
I'm so excited. The neighborhood has changed so.
Just think, a front lawn again.
Oh no. We're overlooking something.
What?
We're gonna need the signature of a doctor.
Dr. Einstein, won't you come over here for just a second?
I think I must go.
No, I thought just last night you're gonna operate on me, huh? Well, look, just sign right here, doctor.
Where do you need me?
I think I must go somewhere.
Aren't you gonna wait for Jonathan?
I don't think me and Jonathan are going to the same place.
Oh, lady, stick around, huh?
Don't worry, I'm going to.
Hello, ma'am. Me. You picked up on the description. The guy, pretty sweet. Yeah, about 54, 5'6", 140 pounds, brown eyes, talks with a German accent, poses as a doctor. Thanks, Mac.
It's all right. The doctor has just completed the procedure.
Thanks, Doc. You're really doing Brooklyn up. Thank you.
And you, Mr. Boosie, you sign right here, as the next for the kid.
Yes. There?
Right, everything legal?
Oh, yes.
Right, entities, now you're safe.
So, when do you think you'll be ready to start?
Well, why don't you go upstairs and tell Teddy Witches you can take?
Upstairs?
Yes, I'll show you.
Mortimer, you stay down here. We need to talk to you. Yes, just upstairs and turn left. Well, Mortimer, now this house is really yours. Yes, you'll be needing a place to stay.
Oh no, darlings, this filled with too many memories.
But you're going to need a home and a little later married.
No, darlings, that's very indefinite.
It's nothing of the kind will be made right away.
Well, Mortimer, we're really worried about something.
Oh, you're gonna love that Happy Dell.
Oh, we're excited. We don't want anything to go wrong. Well, they'd be investigating the signatures.
Oh, they won't investigate Dr. Einstein's signatures.
It's not his signature, dear, it's yours. You see, you signed this next to the kid.
Of course, why not?
Well, it's something we didn't really want to tell you, but now you're a man, and Elaine must know. You're not really a rooster, dear. You see, your mother came to us when she was 3 months pregnant. She was a really wonderful cook and a lovely young woman. We didn't want to lose her, so Brother married her.
I'm not really a rooster.
No, dear, don't feel so badly about it. And you don't mind, do you?
Elaine, did you hear? Do you understand? I'm a bastard!
Well, I really must see about breakfast.
Actually, Father went on a business trip to Philadelphia, and if you don't mind, we'll be having breakfast at my home.
You must be wanting to get to bed.
I do.
One moment, Witherspoon. Take this with you.
We won't need the wagon. My car's out front.
Oh, you're leaving now, Jonathan?
Yeah, he's going back to Indiana. There's a lot of people who like to take care of him for the rest of his life.
Well, we're glad you have a place to go. We're leaving too. We're going to Happy Dell.
Then this house is seeing the last of the boosters.
Unless Mortimer wants to live here.
I have a suggestion to make. Why didn't the property over to the church?
Well, we never thought of that.
After all, it should be part of the cemetery.
Alright, get going. I'm a busy man.
Bye, Auntie. I can't bet on my score, but neither can you. At least have the satisfaction that the score stands even. 12 to 12.
Jonathan was always a mean boy. I never let anyone get ahead of him. I wish we could show him he isn't so smart. Mr. Witherspoon, does your family live with you at Happy Dell?
I haven't gotten family.
Well, you must consider everyone at Happy Dell your family.
I don't think you quite understand. As head of the institution, I think you quite a roof.
That must make it very lonely for you.
It does, but my duty is my duty.
Well, Martha. We joined us for breakfast and gave you some wine.
What kind of wine?
Elderberry wine.
Why, yes. Of course, our relationship at Happy Meal will be more formal. But here, you don't see much elderberry wine out there. I thought I'd have it on possibly.
Oh, no. No, here it is.
let's finish really quick. Let's have our senior step out. I'm kind of mad. This is his first play. Kind of upset, so we're gonna miss him. It's a great pleasure here. We have Ariana. This is her, how many? Eighth play.
Yeah.
Seventh play.
Yeah.
Seventh play. Give her a hand. Thanks for coming. Tell your friends we have one more show left. There's some tickets left. See you then. If not, we'll see you next year.
Yeah.